Hello everyone, that one Andrew here, and welcome back to another Persona collection video. This is part 4 of what might be the biggest Persona fan collection video. I hope you guys have been enjoying this so far. If you haven't seen my other parts, go ahead and check out on my channel part 1, 2, and 3. Sorry, I literally just woke up, but this is a project that I've wanted to do for so long, and now that we have the ball rolling, I kind of want to just jump into it and get the rest of these videos out in a pretty timely manner. That way I can make the ultimate cut and have that 1-2 hour long video of the entire collection video. So we're just going to go ahead and roll into it. This is going to be a lot more centered on the CDs and music, now that we've gone through most of the anime, most of the games. However, I did want to show you guys, I did find the case for Persona 4 Golden. This one was separate from the collection because, like I said before, my wife had been playing and she actually beat Persona 4 Golden. So we had the case on a separate area. But yeah, so that's what that looks like right there. Also on this shelf, we're just going to start going through these. We have the Persona 3 Reload soundtrack. This hasn't been opened because the soundtrack has been uploaded to YouTube and all that stuff. So I just listened to it on there and just had this sealed. It's more of a collector's item than an actual thing that I use. This is a vinyl, and we're going to see a lot more vinyls in the next video. But this is a mini vinyl, Hymn of the Soul. It might just be one song, actually. This came with one of the Persona 5 collector's editions, I'm pretty sure. It's been so long now that I'm kind of forgetting what it is and where it came from. This is the Persona Super Live 2019 collector's edition. There's actually a t-shirt in here. Like I've said with a lot of my other videos, I have done an unboxing on this, so if you want to go and see that entire thing, go ahead. But I believe this has the Blu-ray, the soundtrack, and that t-shirt. Here we have a little Koromaru stuffy. This came with the Persona Q2 collector's edition, which we'll see in a second. But I have him sit out, and he just sits there and watches over my life. Here we have a mask. This is Persona 25th anniversary. Another thing they're selling. The 25th anniversary happened during COVID, so masks were pretty important at that time, and they decided to sell one of these. It's actually too small for me, but it definitely is something that's just there, and it's kind of like a little reminder of the times we all lived through. So here's a box that has this figure in it, and the figure's actually inside there. His persona is not with this figure, it is just him. The reason it's in the box is because quite frankly, I'm out of room. There's nowhere for him to go, so he stays in that box, but maybe I can display him if I reorganize some things. Here we have the Persona Q2 New Cinema Labyrinth Showtime Premium Edition. You can see those pins, which I think we've already seen. The Koromaru stuffy. There's some cards in there that I don't have out, and then an art book that I don't have out. Again, just no room for a lot of that stuff. But this is a nice box. I actually had to buy a replacement box because the original one that Amazon shipped was pretty beat up and destroyed. So there's something that I've had to refurbish. And then right beside it is Persona Q Shadow Labyrinth Wildcard Edition. This does not say what was in it, but I believe there was a 3DS case in there. I know that there were tarot cards in there because what Atlas did was they gave you half the tarot cards in this and then the other half in Persona Arena. And we will see that. I actually have that displayed on my wall, so we'll see that in a later video. Here, this is one of the more rare things that I've seen. The Persona 4 Arena Limited Edition. I believe this only came out in Europe. I might be wrong about that, but I believe it did. It's a little beat up on the side, but again, for something this rare, I don't really care about the box. I've done an unboxing on this a long time ago, and I actually finished the puzzle. There was a puzzle that it came with. I actually have it framed on my wall. We did it, we glued it, and we hung it up. So pretty cool. And after we go through all the shelf stuff, I will go around and show you all the things that I have hung up, because there's quite a few posters and even some special interesting things that are up on the wall. Okay, now we have a lot of soundtracks. Persona is known for its music, and I am no stranger to albums. So starting off, we have these mini soundtracks from Persona. These are the PSP games, Innocent Sin and Eternal Punishment. And then we have the original soundtracks to both these games. I think I've shown these before, but these are complete soundtracks, and when I say complete, I mean every single sound that you could think of is on here. But they made those for both Innocent Sin and Eternal Punishment. Persona 4 Base X Base, remixes of these 10 tracks from Persona 4. Excuse me, again, I just woke up. I probably should have given myself a little time, but yeah. The video must go on. One of my favorite, more favorite soundtracks is the Reincarnation remixes from Persona 4. Really good remixes of a lot of those songs. Here we have the original soundtrack. This is half of the soundtrack. Oh no, this is both. What they did was when they originally released Persona 4, half the soundtrack was with the game, and then you could buy the other half of the soundtrack, and then later they released a complete soundtrack. Here's one of the live events, 2017, the P Sound Bomb. Again, if you like live music and you like Persona, those are pretty good. They have tracks from all of their titles. Well, I shouldn't say all their titles, but the most popular titles of the time. They'll add tracks and play them live. Here we have the Persona 2. What is this? Is this Innocent Sin? Yes. The original soundtrack from Innocent Sin. I believe this is the 19 or 2000, or the 1999 version. Yeah, so this soundtrack is from the 1999 game. I think it came out in 1999. At least that's the copyright date on the back. So kind of cool that I was able to find that. Here's another Super Live 2019 P Sound Street. And as you can see, this is 5 is a lot bigger in this one. We still got 4 and 3 in the back, but 5 is definitely taking over the show at this point. Here, I'm excited about this because this actually took a while to get localized. But this is the Persona 4 animation soundtrack. Like I said in the other video, I have those collector's editions for Persona 4 the animation because that was one of the only ways to get the complete soundtrack back in the day. Eventually, they released this that has the complete soundtrack. And we have the 2013 live event, which this might be my favorite one. It's the perfect. I mean, it makes sense. This is when I became a big Persona fan. Was around 2013. But it just has a mix of all the games that I like. A lot of good songs in there, a lot of good performances. Another live band. This one is from 2010. Yeah, 2010. It's shorter, but still good. Has Time. That's one of my favorite tracks. I'm thinking about making like some top 10 videos about top 10 tracks from certain series like Persona 3, 4, or 5, but like all the Persona 3 games. Time would definitely be on the Persona 3 one. Very good song. Here we have the original Persona soundtrack, again from 1996 or whatever it would be. Pretty cool. And if you'd like a video for me to go more in depth on all these, I can do that. I guess do unboxings of CDs. This is the mini soundtrack for the PSP game of Persona, the remake. It gets a little confusing with all the remakes and all the ports and all that stuff. Here we have Persona 5, the Royale original soundtrack. And then right beside it we have the Persona 5 original soundtrack. And I like a lot of these have these glossy cardboard covers. But as you can see, lots and lots of tracks on this one. Here we have the Persona 4 Arena Ultimate soundtrack. A lot of these were Japan only, which I guess makes sense. I think CDs are still slightly bigger in Japan. They actually have CD stores and stuff, unlike in America where it is, for all extents and purposes, dead unless you buy CDs online. I don't know any store actually that you can walk into and buy a CD. They might still have little sections at like Target or something like that, but definitely not much. Another Ultimate soundtrack. This one's a mini soundtrack, so a lot smaller. This one is Persona 4 Arena soundtrack. has 6 tracks in there. The Persona 4 Dancing All Night soundtrack. We saw the collector's edition 2 videos ago, maybe. But here I have a 3-disc complete soundtrack. Another collaboration. Persona has done quite a few collaborations with different bands and artists, and this one is not too bad. Speaking of, here's another Base X Base collaboration, but this time it's for Persona 3. We have the Persona 3 Fez original soundtrack. This one is the one that I actually first got. I wasn't going to collect the soundtracks, but I played Persona 3 Portable, and I played the female route, and the music was so good. A Way of Life, Time, Wiping All Out. These are all great tracks, and I was like, fine, I'll do it. And as you can see, that's what happened. You get one, and you just keep going. We have the Burn My Dread. This is another remix, reincarnation, just like the Persona 4 reincarnation. Pretty good remixes on there. Persona 2 Eternal Punishment original soundtrack. Copyright 2000, so this is a 25-year-old soundtrack. It's kind of neat. Persona 5 Scramble soundtrack. I think the only one I don't have is Tactica. I don't have the Tactica soundtrack, and that's because these usually take a little longer to make. If they make them, honestly, I'm kind of surprised that they still make them. But if they do, they probably have at this point. That's the only game soundtrack that I don't have. Here's the bonus disc for Persona 2. We talked about that a long time ago back in the first video where I showed you my Persona 2 game on PlayStation 1. And I was like, oh, that's where the bonus disc goes. This is the bonus disc. It's kind of cool to look through. I think there's a teaser for an anime that never came out on that bonus disc. They're going to make a Persona 2 anime, which would have been really cool, but oh well, I guess. Persona Q2 original soundtrack. And then right beside it is the Persona Q soundtrack, which great music in Persona Q also. Very good, very good. Here we have the Persona Trinity Souls soundtrack. I really like the style of Trinity Souls. If you've never seen it, I recommend giving it a try. It's definitely a lot different than modern Persona, but you can kind of see where they're starting to bridge the gap between 2 and 3 and how that transformation was coming together. Persona 4 Golden, one of the best soundtracks in my opinion. In any video game, just hit after hit after hit. This is the side B soundtrack I was talking about. Side A came with the game, and then you would have to go out and buy side B if you wanted to complete, or wait and then get the other one that I showed you before. These are the last two. We have Super Live 2015. So the only one that I'm missing of these is 2022. And that was around a time where, well, I mean, life was just weird at that point, but also I was slowing down a little bit on Persona collecting. I have a list of collectibles I want to get, and Tactica soundtrack, 2022 soundtrack are on there. Not much more actually. I'm pretty content at this point. Here we have the Persona 3 original soundtrack. So lots and lots of CDs, lots and lots of soundtracks. I would like to push these back. I've actually moved with all this stuff quite a few times. The last 7 years of my life, I've moved like 5 or 6 times. And I tell you what, no greater anxiety than moving this whole collection every single time. All right, we got a few more things that was on the shelf. So we saw Persona Q2. Here are the other buttons that were in there. Again, I want to find a good way of displaying these. Buttons are hard to display. I'm sure if I was dedicated and looked it up, I could find some good way to display them, but I don't know. Right beside that, we have this Persona 5 button. I have no idea where this came from, but it's cool, I guess. I have this little Nanako magnet. Super adorable. Could hang it on my fridge if I want, but I just have her stay in the packaging and kind of set her up. Some more keychains. We saw some of these earlier. We saw Rise and the Persona 4 protagonist. Do people just call him you? I don't know. But here we have Chie, and then we have Yukiko, and they're all very interestingly themed. especially the Halloween ones. Yosuke's dressed up in like a cat costume. I don't know if these are official. I mean, they have on the back copyright Sega and Atlas, so I assume either someone's really lying or they are official. I'm not sure. That's official, I guess. I don't know. Naoto. And then we have Velvet Room kanji right beside. Most of this collection is official stuff, but some things like this are not. This is a phone case I have for one of my iPhones from so long ago, 13 years ago, something like that. It's one of the only unofficial things that I have alongside the things that my family's made for me. But it looks good, so I keep it propped up, and it's just a little display thing that I have. Here we have a mug. We have a few cups coming up, but this is from Persona 3 Reload, and it shows our main character walking in different outfits. Here we have another mug. This is the Persona 5 or Persona 25th anniversary, not Persona 5 mug, and I believe if it's one of those heat changing ones, so if you put warm water or tea or something in it, it'll change color. And then we have a Persona 5 Tactica mug right here. Looks pretty cool. And inside that, we have, you guessed it, more keychains. I did an unboxing of all these keychains not too long ago, a couple months ago. So if you'd like to go check that video out for a more in-depth look at all these, feel free to. But these are just a few Persona 5 keychains. Cool stuff. Again, wish I had a way to display them. And now that I'm going through this whole collection and kind of reorganizing everything, maybe I'll take some time and figure out a way to display all this stuff properly. All right, last things. We have these cups from Persona Q2. These cups are really, really cool. They have the logos of their schools on the bottom, and then they have the characters, the chibi version of the characters on the side. But really cool cups, and there's two more. And Persona 4, and then Persona 3 again, but the female. So really cool. Still upset to this day that it didn't get an English dub, but what are you going to do? All right, and that is the fourth shelf. Again, if you haven't seen the other videos, go ahead and check those out on my channel. We still have about 3 more parts, maybe 4. It depends on how long I want to make these parts. 1 more shelf in here, 2 more shelves in the other room, and then a whole bunch of miscellaneous stuff just lying around everywhere. So if you want to see all that, subscribe. Let me know in the comments, what's your favorite thing that you saw in this video? What's the thing that you didn't know existed and you're like, whoa, that's so cool? I don't know. Leave a like if you like this video. I really appreciate it. You guys love these collection videos, so I'm going to keep making them for you. And I'm thinking about doing collection videos over things not necessarily Persona. After this, we'll see. Anyways, thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Goodbye.